Scrappy people, Tracy Reed here, back with day 6 of accessible, no stress, December daily prep. Today I'm going to be making 4 pages with the Citrus Twist Kits merrymaking add-on. It's a 12 by 12 add-on, so you can see I'm working with a 12 by 12 paper here on my envelope punch board, and I am going to be making a 6 by 8. It's actually a little bit bigger. I think it's like 6.5 by 8.5 envelope to insert in the rings on my album. So this is going to allow me to create a 6 by 8 page that's going to go inside the envelope. So you can see I'm folding it up right here, and I decided I want the more plain plaid on the outside with a pop of that poinsettia on the inside. And so I'm just taking my score or my knife, envelope knife, what is that called? Bone knife, haha, my bone knife that comes with the scoreboard, and just making sure that all of the creases are nice and tight. Then I will stick this down, and I decide that I want to put it on this sticky tab that has the holes attached to it. That way I don't have to punch holes in it. And then I'm going to cut off the flap here, and I'm just going to lightly adhere it to this paper that's going to go on the inside, just so that it stays there and I don't lose it. It's just lightly tacked down. And then I'm going to take some ephemera, and I'm just going to paper clip it to the outside. Some stuff that seems like it will match the theme. I got a postcard to from, some stamps, and a little poinsettia thing. And I'm just going to take a paper clip and attach it to the outside so that nothing is permanent. They're just an idea, right? They're just, I could use this if it works, if it makes sense to the page later on down the line. So now I've got all of that done, and I'm moving on. So I'm using my scoreboard, and I am going to take this 12 by 12 paper, and I'm going to score it. At first I scored at 4.5, that's too close. So then I score it at 5.5, and I want this little flap to flap over the page. And the bonus of having a 12 by 12 page to work with, or a 12 by 12 paper to work with, is I don't have to use a cardstock hinge. So even if you're working at a 6 by 8 size, don't be afraid to bust out your 12 by 12 papers. They are a godsend when it comes to some things. So on the outside of the flap, I decided I want to decorate with these 3 tags, and I'm just going to create 3 clusters with them. I'm going to use the Christmas tree and the present on the top and the bottom ones, and then I play with the bow a little bit, and I can't really figure out where I want it to go. First I'm going to stick down some gold stars, but then I'm going to take that bow die cut that you can see, and I don't really know where I want it to go, so it doesn't go down right away, but I will eventually find a place for it that makes sense. So I'm opening up this flap, and I'm not really going to decorate too much inside. I'm going to take the rest of that blue paper, and I cut it too thin because of course I did. So now I need to add to it. So I'm gonna have this card, but I need some kind of like paper strip there, and then I remember that there is a gold ribbon in the kit, and so I'm just going to take the gold ribbon, and I'm going to use my tape roller, and I'm just going to stick it straight down right in the flap, and that will cover up that extra score that I accidentally made as well, so that'll help. And then I'm going to put the paper down over the top, and again, just like I've been doing this entire series, I am not making full pages or even pages that I can't change later. The goal is to just have something fun to work with later on down the line so that the pages come easier and I'm not locked into anything, but I have some creative stuff already done. So I'm adding my holes, and oh, I must have accidentally cut it out, but I eventually put that cardstock bow on the top of the tag where the hole is, so nothing groundbreaking that you missed. So I want to use this gorgeous, it was a 6 by 12 piece of vellum, and it's so pretty, and it has gold foil. All of that gold is gold foiling. I didn't want to take away from it, so I added that happiest holidays. And I don't know about you, but puffy stickers from American Crafts don't seem to stick very well anymore. So if you do this, make sure that you stick these down with glue, because they just kept popping up. But I added them to the outside of the page, and it's going to make a great divider for if I want to, or if I end up with 2 albums. This could be the opening page of the second album, or it could just be a pretty divider that I can just stick in the rings if I need to like divide up 2 pages that don't necessarily match, that kind of a thing. I'm going to add this best moments to the bottom right here and then call this page good. Simple, pretty. I can add to it later if I want to, but I don't have to. Next, I'm going to do the more complicated page from this this series of photos. So what I'm doing here is I'm making a waterfall pull, and the way that you do that is I have 4 pieces of cardstock that are going to stand in for my photos. They are 3.5 by 4.5. This long piece of cardstock is, I think it's 3 by 12, and I have scored it at 3 and 3.5. Yeah, they're each 1/2 inch. So 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, and I think 5. And then I'm folding it so that they, like accordion folding it so that they have lots and lots of fold, lots and lots of give. And then you want to take your tape runner, and you can watch me do it wrong at first. So I actually want this to be on the other side. I want the pull itself to be green, which means I need to be adhering my adhesive to the other side, because that top large flap is going to fold around behind everything. You can watch me do it here. It's going to fold around behind. This is when I'm realizing, oh crap, the stars are what's going to be showing. So I take the adhesive off, and I'm going to do it this way instead. So you only want to adhere, or you only want to have adhesive on the small 1/2 inch folds, not on the main big fold, because you're going to need to be able to get your flap, or not your flap, your belly band in between whatever cardstock piece you put down first and that back flap, because that's what's going to make it so that the thing opens. Then you adhere your first one down to that first 1/2 inch. This one goes on the second 1/2 inch, the third 1/2 inch, and then the very top one. So now I have the basic waterfall ready. So now I need to make my belly band, so I'm just going to grab a piece of scrap paper here. This one will work. I'm going to cut off that branding strip, and then you wrap it around in between your top photo or card and that back piece of that first, what is it called? The first part that you did not stick your adhesive down to. Now I'm just adhering the belly band to itself in the back, trimming this off, and then you're also going to want to adhere the belly band itself to, here I'll show you in a second. Obviously it's going to go, you only want to adhere by the belly band to the background, but see how this is still moving? It also needs to be adhered to the the flap, which you'll see this flap right here, that star one, which is the original green stripe paper, the first fold that we did not adhere anything to. There we go. So then this goes in between here and there, and now I can stick it to my page. Phew! It seems complicated. There are definitely better tutorials out there that go slower, but I didn't want this video to be too long, so you can just Google waterfall card tutorial and it will show you slower how to do it. But I've done these a million times. They're always a crowd pleaser. Last but not least, I want to add in some decor that I might use, may or may not. These smaller flaps at the top are only, I think they're 4.5 by 3, maybe 2, 2.5. I'm not sure. They're not quite 3 by 4 because of the actual hinge part. So they'll be good for journaling or smaller photos. So I'm just sticking some of the die cuts from the collection to each page with a little paper clip, or I guess a clothespin, just as ideas again. I can't decide what I want here. This is not working for me. Decide I want a little decor bit on each one. Not that this really matters. It's just for looks. Not that it really matters right now because I can change it later. Who knows what's actually going to go here. But they're just placeholders. So I like to celebrate the wonder and joy of the holiday season. So I'm going to clip this here with this poinsettia. And there we go. I love waterfall cards. Last but not least are my 4 3x4s with the scraps from the kit. I had lots and lots of paper left over because I had such large papers, so I had a lot of scraps to choose from. I'm going to make most of these, I think, journal cards. This one was cute with the whole hot cocoa theme. It says Winter Wishes. I like pulling out that evergreen color, and that gold foil is gorgeous, of course. This one's has pink on it. Another journaling card. That little bear is so cute. And then I decided I wanted to add a puffy sticker here. I'm going to add another white star as well up in the top. There we go. 2 more. I have a frame on this one. They're pretty small frames though, so I'm not really like thinking of it as a photo frame. Just decor, just something to layer over the top of. So we're gonna have a happiest of holidays with some holly and a bow. Cute, cute. Last but not least, I'm gonna make a card out of this one with another frame. This one has a larger frame, so I am just adhering the bottom down so that that can be a frame. And then I like the presents down at the bottom with this joyful season. All right, so that is all of this video. Lots of simple tips, one big tutorial, but you can see how fun this came out. I love looking at all of these pages together. But that is it. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. If you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Tracy M. Reed. I'd love to see you over there as well. There's a link to Citrus Twist Kits and the blog post for this video in the description box below. And I will see you next time. All right, thank you.